Association of American Railroads Operation Maintenance Department Engineering and Mechanical Division Electrical Manual Standard Recommended Practices Section 3 Air Conditioning and Refrigeration 1962 Recommended Specification Air Conditioning, Heating, Cooling, Air Distribution, Ventilation, Air Cleaning, Air Filter Service Apparatus Standardization, Air Filter Dimensions, Standard Plugs and Receptacles, Recommended Specifications Refrigeration, Water Cooled Passengers, Inspection Maintenance Cylinders and Apparatuses, Engine Mechanical Engine Driven Compressor Testing, Servicing, Repairs to Cylinder Valve, the Filling Plant, Fuel Cylinders Testing, Water Jacket Method, Water Ice, Direct Mechanical, Steam Injector, Air Cleaning Apparatus, Inspection, Car Record, Car Format, Heating, Vapor Zone, Heater, Fluton, Siphon, Heating, Minneapolis, Honeywell. Continued. Next page. Inspection, maintenance, refrigeration apparatus, water coolers, recommended specification, refrigerator apparatus, all-purpose refrigerator cars, plugs and receptacles, mechanical refrigerator cars. Inspection, maintenance, refrigerator apparatus, all-purpose refrigerator cars, procedure cleaning, refrigerator lines, and evacuating, pressure testing and charging, heating, pressure train cars, and recommendations for. Alright, Section 3, Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, Association of American Railroads, Operation Maintenance Department, Engineering, Mechanical Division, Electrical Section, Section 3, Air Conditioning Recommendation, Refrigeration Standards, Recommendation Practices, revised 1951 and 1955, Chapter 1, Recommendation, Specifications for Air Conditioning, Part 1, Heating, General Specification for Heating in the Passenger Train Cars, A1, A, Scope, A. Specification covers the general requirements of the heating of the passenger trains, except for the end of the cars, including the temperature control apparatus, cooling and ventilating of the heating service, also the floor heating, the service, the pressure regulators, valve, the trap, the fitting of the pumps, and when specified, thermostats, relays, switches, and satisfactory operations systems ensure comfort and conditions of the car. A2, in coordination responsible for the car builder, heating the equipment, the manufacturer to have the mutual understanding and agreement of the load requirements as defined in the following items: type of the car, coach of diner, sleeper, or lounge, etc., the type of the construction, all dimensions of the car, the thickness and the type of the car insulation, type of the area of the windows, fresh air content, maximum variation of the outside temperature, sun load, passenger load, type of the service, type of air distribution, voltage, characteristic, electronic energy. A3, the system shall be kept in simple and reliable, both electrically and mechanically, thereby lowering the cost of the maintenance, reducing the road failures to the minimum, but those should be not done at the expense of the wide variation of the car temperature beyond the divine. C1. B. Material workmanship. All materials. B1. All materials should be used in construction, but the apparatus must be best of the respective kind of the purpose intended for the workmanship, but must be high quality in every respective. C. Details. Details in design. C1. Uniform temperature shall be maintained with a coupled area, occupied area, more both horizontally and vertically, allowed variation of 2 degrees Fahrenheit in the zone of 6 inches above the floor to 4 feet above the floor to end of the end car, with outside air temperature verifying the limits to specified railroad. C2, the extreme temperature variation of the heating source should be avoided with the passenger contact surface that should be not exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature in the glass area should not be less than 55 degrees Fahrenheit. The well surface shall be not less than 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and the outside temperature is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. 6.3. Heating and cooling should be also interlocked with the low outside temperature heating only as available, while the outside of the temperature cooling is available. Both in the temperature range bands should be provided with the overriding selector thermostat, then controlling the handle entirely with the inside thermostat to provide cooling and heating as dictated by the car's requirements, namely a few people in the car. Heating may be necessary, while in many people in the car the cooling may be required. C4, the thermostat should be sensitivity plus or minus 0.3 degrees Fahrenheit, accuracy differential plus 0 minus 0.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Thermostat should be responsibly resistant in the mechanical vibration of the car. Electrical surges imposed with the relay coil arbitrary figures as least 10 grams to 150 volts of the RMS as acceptable. C6, the thermostat should be capable of withstanding electrical tests of the 15 makes the 15 breaks consecutively, which carrying twice as normal the current of the maximum low voltage. C7, thermostats will be protected with electrical faults, and the power system will not result in the failure of thermostat. C8 relay switch solenoid contacts should be the rugged design with stand roller surfaces properly insulated, preventing the grounding of the C. The pressure regulating the device should be simply rugged in design, capable of handling the maximum minimum strength of steam flow record with the heating of the car, varying head pressure obtained with the passenger car surface and maintained with the desired pressure of the outlet side. The thermostat traps should be ruggedly designed with the same railroad surface as adequate surface size surface handle when shut off with the valve tightly with the seam blows. The flow consolidation shall be non-restricted either in the trap or the tailpiece. C11. A suitable thermostatic train line drain shall be provided for each of the car. If the responsibility of the car builder adequate and insulate the seam line beneath the car floor, protect them against the damage of the flying ballast. The lines should be properly pitched and as so that the condensation will drain into the traps, and therefore will be no pocket of the condensation accumulated with the freeze. Discharge of the traps should not be closely to adjacent with the below of the apparatus from the ordering the car with the preclude the interference. The heating equipment manufacturer of the car builder should agree with the above the requirements of met. The number of the traps should be kept in the minimum, not as expensive as the freeze line. The location of the traps should be approved by the railroad. C13. The train line connectors shall be rugged in construction with the same. The railroad services shall be designed so that they can be kept tight and illuminated with the seam bowls. C14. The overhead heater with the control with the ensure the uniform outlet temperature avoided with the hot and cold stream of the air passenger zone be verified at the outside temperature. Varied from the outside temperature. The control over the overhead heat with the coordinated with the floor heat maintained the conditions outlined in C116. C16. The room type of the car's occupant shall be obtained with width and reason the desired temperature, but not expense of the unbalance of the whole system. The master controls personnel shall be dead front type. The circuit has been adequately protected with the fuses. Circuit breakers are specified by the railroad. C18. The overhead heating coil is usually furnished as part of the air conditioner unit, as it should be responsible for the car builder to inform the heating equipment manufacturer of the characteristic of this coil. C19. All components of the part of the system must be readily accessible. Inspection adjustments so the arrangement and replacement can be made quickly. D. Prince. The bidder shall submit his proposal fully descriptive literature of the apparatus engineering, the data, the pipe, the diagrams, material list, the schematic electrical drawings. The successful bidder shall also furnish the detailed operating maintenance instruction together with the catalog of repair parts. E. The guarantee. The bidder E1. The bidder shall guarantee the apparatus will maintain the uniform car temperature conditions as outlined in C1. The steam consumption, state pressure, and the PSI should not exceed the given in his proposal inside outside temperature stated in his proposal. When the motor-driven circulating pumps of the electrical heater are heated, power input of the stated voltage should not exceed as given in proposal. F. Inspection of the test. F1. The apparatus furnished with these specifications shall be subject to the inspection test. The substance of the material in factory shall not be militate against the rejection of the material event with the provision of these specifications are not met in full after the apparatus has been installed with the car. C. The exemption. If the bidder does not fully comply with the specification, it must meet the furnished with the proposal full details of all exceptions. Part 2. Cooling. General specification for cooling of a passenger car to aid scope. The specification covers the general requirements for cooling of the passenger car except for the head end of the cars, including the dehumidifying, the cooling apparatus, refrigerating apparatus, temperature control apparatus, as well as the associated protective electrical control features with the satisfactory operational of the system to ensure the comfort of the condition of the car. A2. The coordinated with responsibility of the car builder, the cooling apparatus manufacturer has to be a mutual and understanding agreement into the load of the requirement as defined in the following: type of car construction, thickness, type of the car, insulation, type of the air, windows, outside air supply, maximum variation of the outside temperature and humidity, number of the passenger load of the kilowatts, type of the service in suburban, local, or other 3 services, type of the air distribution, voltage, characteristic of electrical energy, type of the required to pre-cool the car. The car builder manufacturer cooling of the apparatus must have the mutual understanding agreement with the following items affecting the satisfactory performance of the system: resistance of the duct filters in accordance with the selection of the proper fans of the motor size, and the resistance of electrical conductors which affect the voltage of the drop in lines of the several motors. Size of arrangement, freon within the effective satisfactory operation refrigeration system. The car builder manufacturer of the cooling system. The cooling apparatus manufacturer temperature control set. Apparatus have mutual understanding of agreement. The type of the location thermostat affecting the satisfactory performance of the system. The system shall be kept simple and reliable with electrical and mechanical, thereby to lower the cost of the maintenance and reduce the road failures to a minimum. This would be not accomplished due to the expense of the wide variation of the temperature and the humidity and air motion beyond the line. C1 and 2 and 3. B. Material and workmanship. All material used in the construction of the apparatus must be adequate and proposed and intended, but the workmanship must be high quality in every aspect. C. Details of the design. C1. Uniform dry bulb temperature specified with the railroad day of the night and surface shall be maintained occupied with a horizontal and vertical allowed with variation of 2 degrees Fahrenheit in the zone of 6 inches above the floor to 4 feet above the floor to end of the car for the outside of the end of the temperature, verifying the limit specified with the railroad and the room type. The car's variation of 3 degrees Fahrenheit is permitted in the passageways. Relatively humidity maintained with approximately 50% to 55%. The occupied zone shall be free to the draft of the end of the air motion of the zone. The one type of the cigar should not exceed 30 to 40 feet per minute, and a roomettes should not exceed 25 to 30 foot per minute. The cooling heating shall be interlocked with the low outside temperatures heating and availables, while high outside temperatures cooling and available moderate temperatures range from the measure should be provided with overriding selector thermostat that controlled and handled inside the thermostat, providing cool heating as dictated with requirements named and with a few people in the car heating the necessary while there's many of the people in the car. The cooling may be required where there is an attendant with the car. The temperature may cool control may be semi-automatic, having manual selection. Section operating temperature. C5. The thermostat shall have a sensitivity point of setting plus or minus 0.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and accuracy differential plus 0 minus 5 0.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Thermostat should be reasonably resistant with the mechanical vibration of the car. Electrical surges imposed by the relay coil attributed figures of at least 30 Gs to 500 volts of the RMS are acceptable. Thermostat should be capable of withstanding electrical tests for 15 makes of it or in 15 breaks consecutively while carrying the type of the normal corrective at maximum voltage. Thermostat shall be protected with electrical faults when the power system will not result in the failure of the front thermostat. The refrigeration system, electrical and mechanical cars shall be direct expansion type of employing the Freon F12. The refrigerant shall be arranged with modular control. C10. The refrigeration system must be protected by a high and low pressure cutout and 3-position safety switch. C11. Air conditioning unit must have low noise level, must be properly supported, must be isolated with the vibration. Noise will be transmitted to the body of the car, and it must be so located with the components that it is readily accessed. The inspection adjustment making the repairs means shall be provided with the condensating will enter the new car body with the refrigeration unit must be located with that it will be readily accessible. Inspection repairs must be properly supported with the vibration transmitted to the car. The condenser must be properly shielded so that the brake shoe and other objectionable material will not become permanently attached to the surfaces, thereby decreasing the efficiency of the unit. Section 3, air conditioning, refrigeration, continuing. C13, outside recircuited air should be properly filtered to prevent the accumulation of nuisance dust in the ducts and body of the car. C14, the compressor motor of the DC surface shall be front of the compound wound of the anti-friction bearing shall be Class B. Installation should be arranged with reduced voltage starting. Brushes and brush holders may be readily accessible for inspection replacement. And the AC surface, it should be a squirrel cage type with the anti-friction bearings and Class B installation. C15, the blower type of the main condenser fan motor and the condenser pump and the use of the DC service shall be the Hunt compound wound type of the anti-friction bearing with the Class A installation. Brush and brush holders must be readily accessible. Inspection replacement in the AC service should be in a squirrel cage type of the anti-friction bearings and Class A installation type of the ensuring the prolonged windings should be given several additional clips, dips, and brakes installation material. C16, the compressor motor of the control of the DC service shall be magnetically contactor type, having the main contactor one or more accelerating time delay type. The contactors of such the type of the shocks of the train movement will not close on the contact of the compressor motor should be protected with a fuse, and the circuit breaker is specified a low voltage relay compensated with the type that shall be furnished with provided with the cutting of the compressor condenser motors when the battery voltage is reducing approximately 85% of the normal full voltage. And AC surfaces on the compressor motor control shall consist of a 3-pole magnetic conductor across the line type. They shall handle the condenser fan motor with the power pump. As used, the compressor motor and the condenser fan and the motor shall be protected separately with 3 fuses and the proper rating with the circuit breaker specified. C17, the receptacle of the right-of-way stand-away cable should be wired with the phase of the rotation shall be 1, 2, 3 terminals marked 1, 2, and 3 of the plug contact with the receptacle in other words, so that the voltage across terminal 1 and 2 shall be lead to 120 degrees of the voltage across for the terminals of 2 and 3. Commercial phase the rotation indicator available for the testing, proper phase rotation plugs and receptacles. C18, all standing motors in the air-conditioned cars should be connected with operating with 220-volt three-phase C-cycle power receptacles. All cars should be found in Figure 1 and page 152. The two receptacles should be installed in each of the car, one located at each side of the car. The plug for use of the receptacles is shown in Figure 2, page 153. 153 plugs in the electrified zone shall be arranged with the plug handle to which the connection is made and insulated with the housing of the housing furniture projecting the top of the preventing of the receptacle covering the contact of the plug handle. The precautions have been found necessary to electrified zones to overcome difficulty. The potential differences. C19, all tubing and fittings larger than 3/4 of an inch of diameter. OD shall seamlessly have medium hard drawn copper soft drawn seamless may be used in the refrigerator. Proper flexible connection to the type of the roof of the railroad should be installed with the pipelines between the refrigeration unit and the car body joints. With the refrigeration line should be sweet typed until using 95.5, 95% to 5% anatomy. Solder valve gauges can be insulated with the thread and joints. Heat exchange means will be provided with the arrangement of the suction and return line at high pressure refrigeration to ensure the return of the gaseous freon with the compressor low. The suction line should be avoided with us, then prevent the trapping of the line beneath the car when the refrigerant lines are exposed to flying ballast. They must be protected with adequate covering. C20, the overhead heating of the coil which is associated with the evaporator should be designated, but that they will heat uniformly quick when they so arranged, but condensate with the drain quickly. The mounting of the tubing of the manifolds should be such that there will be undue stress and amount of movement to cause the failure of the tubing, and the unit should be arranged so that it may readily move the evaporator. C21, in the room type of cars, the occupants should be obtain the region with the desired temperature as the potential imbalance of the system may or barometric dampers and unloading of the passageway should be employed to prevent the increased pressure of the air ducts. The base cooling should be under the supervision intended. The temperature controlling should be semi-automatic, having manual selection of operating temperatures. C22, all components of the parts of the system include electrical and mechanical details. The readily accessible inspection adjustment of the arrangement placement can be made. 723, the motor control panel should be the dead front of the type. The circuit should be adequately protected with the hughes and circuit breakers specified. C424, all relay switches, solenoids, and contacts should be rugged in construction with sand, railroad services, and properly insulated to prevent grounding. C25, if coordinated responsible for the car builder, manufacturer cooling apparatus, manufacturer of the temperature controlling apparatus agree with the clause for this specification, the end of the requirements of C1, 2, and 3 will be fully met. D. Print. The bidder submits the proposal of the full description of literature, apparatus, engineering, data, piping diagrams, wire diagrams, material list. The successful builders should also furnish the detailed operating and maintenance instruction together with the catalogs repair parts. 2. E. Guarantee. The bidders shall guarantee the apparatus maintained with the uniform temperature humidity conditions outlined in C1 and C2 with the cooling car. Under these conditions will be stated in head pressure, suction pressure, compression, motor voltage, speed of the kilowatt input, including the condenser fan motor load, condenser pump motor load. When pump is used, the compressor motor load should not exceed the given in proposal full load modular air condition. F. Inspection and test. The apparatus found with these specifications subject to the inspection and test specified by the railroad, except for the material at the factory, should not militate against the rejection of the material in the event of the provision specification are not met after the apparatus has been installed on the car. Exemptions. If the bidder does not comply with these specifications, he must furnish the proposal full details of all exemptions. Part 3.